Well, guys, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. So we're raking. Art's been down and cut these fields. There's just nothing flat around here. Everything's always a bit of a challenge. But we'll get this done and move on from here. There's Betsy sitting there waiting for me. So let's get to work. Well, guys, this is very disappointing. This wasn't showing up in the weather forecast, and I am literally 10 minutes away from raking all these fields back here, and I've had to dive into the trees. And it rained really hard, and I'm pretty much soaking wet, which really ruins things for all this work. You know, I've got all these windrows and everything is now wet, which means I've got to come back and roll all this stuff again. Very disappointing. It is pretty back here on the spot. There's so many winding hills. These fields are really something to do. Holy mackerel. It winds around all over the place, and the fields in this part back here where the tractor is currently parked are just paths, not much more than that. So it's an interesting job to rake them. Paths that go up and down some really steep hills. Oh boy, I wish that blue sky was staying here, but unfortunately it's the black sky that's coming towards us. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Part of the game. Well, guys, we managed to make it back without getting too wet, but it's unfortunate. It kind of spoiled the day. So I'm probably going to have to go back to those fields and roll them again as soon as we get some steady sunshine. Things are clearing off out there right now, so hopefully between the rest of this afternoon and tomorrow morning, it will be dry enough that I can roll it again. And then we should be able to bale it. Fingers crossed. Well, I hope you guys have been enjoying this video, and if you have, don't forget to give it a like, and I'd really love to have you to subscribe to the channel. And if you've got any thoughts, questions, suggestions, don't forget to leave a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right, let's get back to the work. Well, good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Retired for Life. Yeah, the sun is out, and it's a beautiful day. We may end up going haying if the temperature and the weather continue to cooperate. So I've got to go back and re-roll those fields that I already put into windrows and we got the cloudburst from. But we will do as much as we can on the soffits for the storage building. And I'll show you what I've got so far. It's a little bit different. So my soffits, instead of building out and having them come straight, I decided to hang on to the angle of the roof, and I think it makes for a kind of a nice effect. I like how it looks here. So we've started up on the north side. I've got the other side here of the north side to do, and then we will take the siege tower around and try to set it up on the south side here, which gets a little tricky. You know, the south side is quite a bit higher because of the lay of the land here. So I'll have to bring the siege tower around and prop up the legs on the one side to compensate for that. But before we get that far, let's get the other end here. Let's get the north end finished off. Yeah, I think we got it, guys. That's a good one. Let's get her locked in place. Okay, guys. One piece left to go in. Hopefully it fits. Let's see what happens. I think we got it. Well, there we go. Soffits are done on the north side. And that looks good. The interesting thing is, the siege tower was actually just a little bit too high for this job. It was a little bit awkward getting underneath. As you can see, I had to lay down on the top here for it. But it should be a little better over on the south side, because the south side is quite a bit higher than this, which means this surface will be down a little lower. But for now, it is getting late. I am tired and I am hungry. So we're going to call it quits for today, and then we'll see you guys in the morning. And we'll see whether or not we're going haying tomorrow morning. Well, guys, the field we got rained out in, I did go back and do a little more raking, but it's still pretty wet. So we're up at our next field, and this should be all nice and dry and pretty easy to do. So new day, new field, and it's lunch break. Takes a little while to get here. I love pineapple. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you've been finding these videos interesting, or at the very least a little bit entertaining. And if you have, I'd really appreciate the like, and I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you out on the trails the next time.